This is our Hellraiser 3. I can't separate these because it's a box set. Commentary.
But I've only seen the first two, so I'll see what I
Yes,
think of
this is
Hellraiser
I've
3 Hell
my
on
only
Earth.
seen the first three.
this is my pick for made them watch. Mostly Robert, and because I hate Noah. No. All right, is everybody at timestamp 0?
I'm ready.
Now I am. Now I am. Yes.
All right, in
I'm good.
3, 2, 1, play. And also, I finally get to watch my 4K copy of this. Isn't that a PAL exclusive? So I imported this, and then they announced the US version. But did my movie play? Yes. Sorry, black screen threw me off. But 4Ks are region free, so it doesn't matter. If there's any DVDs or Blu-rays in this, I can't watch them.
We're recycling the same music. That's cool. That we're
Yes.
keeping the theme because I know this has a different composer from the first two, so it's nice that they at least brought the theme back.
Draven, y'all ready for Motorhead in this movie? The Motorhead song for this movie rocks, and the music video is cool too. So as a kid, I was scared of Pinhead. I knew of him in passing, but my dad had the poster for this movie, and it scared the shit out of me.
It's a cool poster. I love the tagline. What started in hell will end on
And on
Earth.
Earth.
It's great. Even though I'm pretty sure they just recycled the same image of Pinhead from the poster for the first movie.
Uh,
Those lazy fucks. I think it's just the same Pinhead photo with a different background. I could
Yeah,
be
I
wrong.
think it is.
so okay, I think it's a little more complicated than that because
Okay.
I think so. The original theatrical poster is different for Hellraiser, at least in the UK.
Yeah, UK is a
But
different
looking
poster.
at yes, it is for the US poster anyway. No, that is the same photo, just a different background. It's beautiful. So
Well,
this is directed by
it's
Anthony Hickox. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
well, no, I was just saying that first one, that poster, like that VHS tape is like one of like the iconic horror VHS tapes. Like everyone's seen Pinhead, even if you know nothing or even watched it growing up. That's just a poster people know. Like Pinhead instantly caught on. It's just an icon.
And I'm just gonna say up front, he is a completely different character in this movie.
Well, and like I think somebody mentioned in the live chat earlier, what this has in common with, or I should say, the first Hellraiser has in common with something like Silence of the Lambs, is the big iconic character people know about, and that one, Hannibal Lecter, and then in Hellraiser, Pinhead. It's like the big mascot isn't even the main villain of the movie. For Silence, it's Buffalo Bill, and for Hellraiser, it's actually Frank. And you spend way more time on that story than the Cenobites, so that they're not in the movie for very much.
Yeah, that's gonna
And then in both
change.
cases, that's what the whole franchise is going to revolve around moving
Yeah.
forward.
And I think that's how it should have stayed, how it is in the first movie.
You prefer them more in the background.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're way more effective
it's
that
hard to
way.
argue when the first movie is the best one, but I get enjoyment out of this one just on a fun level.
It's just a different kind of role that they're playing. They feel like
Well,
different
and
characters.
the side Cenobites in this one are not. Well, you'll see.
So that this is kind of following up the ending of the second one, where I have no idea what's happening, but at least we're keeping it going. That's part of why I'm kind of, I don't know. There's a lot going on at the end of the second one where I don't know what's happening, and I don't think it all works. But I kind of have that with the first movie, so I'm at least expecting it by this point. I appreciate that there's some level of continuity with these so far.
So I'm glad
Uh,
you said that because there is one major difference. Hang on, let me find it. Make sure I'm not misremembering. So if I remember correctly, at the end of 2, the pillar that he's trapped in is like wooden and like his
yeah,
face, and here it's just a statue.
right.
Yeah,
And I can't tell if that's like an aesthetic choice or a budget choice or what's going on. I'm just
I
going with
think
it.
it's an incompetent choice.
Well, okay, and two, while I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure this bothers John, has a at the start, it retcons the end of the first one in a really bizarre way. Where remember at the end of the first movie when the house burns down, and then you
Yeah.
get to 2, it's like, oh, that didn't happen. Forget about that part.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Um, I don't know why they
Not
did that.
Hulk Hogan over here.
It's got great hair.
But Noah mentioned a Star Trek reference or connection, and I don't know if you know this, but the girl here that's going to be our final girl was in Deep Space Nine.
Oh, cool.
Yep, yeah, she's Jadzia Dax in DS9.
It's good that she finally got to be in
Also,
something worth watching. You know.
yeah, um, Star Trek, right? Not
No,
this.
this.
Oh, dang it.
Well,
Um,
oh, sorry, go on now.
well, no, it's also another DS9 connection. The guy that plays the dad in the first one, Andrew Robinson, is Garrick on DS9.
Who I heard who apparently didn't come back for the second one, but you do get him in like one scene where we see
So,
the wedding. Was that just deleted footage from the first one,
oh god, I'd have to watch again, but I
or does he
know
leave production?
he was supposed to come back. So that whole thing with like her dad being trapped in hell, and then it's actually
Hmm.
Frank. It was
Hmm.
supposed to be her dad, but they couldn't
Okay,
get him. Uh, so that's why that ending of that subplot doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Well, what I really enjoyed about 2 was Julia being the main villain. I think is really fun. I like how many returning characters we do get. I like Kirsty a lot in the second one. That actress is great, super underrated. Um, but by part 3, I'm open to a shift in perspective for a new protagonist. I don't know if I'm going to feel that way by the end of this movie. Um, I don't know. I'm open to some new characters.
Right now he's open, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
It depends on how okay are you with this going full schlock. That is tonight's theme. Once semi-serious franchises going schlock.
That
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
hasn't
not how that
quite the
worked in the other
theme.
two movies.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Oh god. He's not doing too good.
Yeah, no, this immediately up front is like, yeah, this is a different.
Well, what I really love about the first movie, um, is it's part of like a very particular subgenre of horror where it's very serious, it's very adult, it's very wordy. It's also very graphic and batshit insane. And
It
at least that
legitimately
first
feels
movie,
like it's for adults.
yes. Uh, but it's also not afraid to go to those like wacky, gory, insane places. But it's treated very seriously. Where I feel like that's to me starts really with like The Exorcist because that's treated as like real literature and take that movie very seriously. But it's also very graphic and intense and kind of over the top. You could also say maybe Rosemary's Baby kind of starts that, because I think that's based on a book. But you got like Exorcist, Exorcist 3, Hellraiser, even Silence of the Lambs, even though that doesn't go supernatural. But they all have kind of a very similar. I really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Candyman, Clive Barker
You
too.
remember
You know?
VHS? Remember old TVs?
I remember.
No, because the first movies, it gets, I guess, for a lack of a better term, over the top. But like, it's an extreme movie, but it's never like silly.
Yeah,
I was thinking
this movie is silly.
I always have the policy, especially because like the first Hellraiser is in my top maybe 10 films of all time. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But I can separate that from the goofy shit that comes after and still enjoy the goofy shit. I don't need every movie in the franchise to be that first movie. It's just not possible. And I accept that they are going to make sequels because it makes money. I'm not going to resist the sequels because there's no point, you know. They're going to happen.
Well, in that first one, it's kind of like Hellraiser 3, or not 3, Hellraiser 1 and Exorcist 3, I think would make an interesting double feature, or just compare and contrast, because those are both written and directed by the author of that book, you know, adapting their own work for the screen. I think the approach is very similar in both, and I love both. I think it's interesting. Here we've ramped up the goofiness much faster than the first two movies.
Yeah, no, because at a certain point, for 3 and 4, the mantra becomes Pinhead has to be on screen quick and as much as possible. Which is funny because then they go to direct to DVD and he doesn't show up until the last like 10 minutes of the movie.
That's the other thing, is that Pinhead isn't the main villain in the first two movies.
Right.
No, but he's the face.
He's the
face. It's just like in Silence of the Lambs, Noah, where when we did the second movie, Red Dragon, which is actually the prequel, Anthony Hopkins has to be in as much of that movie as we can get. Even though in the book, Hannibal Lecter's like barely in it because it's not
about him. Well, and with what I appreciate about Hellraiser 2 is it does hold off on the Cenobites for a really long time, which I appreciate. And then I'm very much of two minds about what we do with them, with giving them the backstory, which maybe I was just expecting it, because I'm just aware of it, that I knew going in that Pinhead was just a guy. So the idea of Cenobites, like that they used to be people and this is what they've become, like I can't say yet if I like that idea or if I'm just used to it. If I just know. Now
I will say, this is gonna be slight spoilers for the remake. The reason I'm really hoping the remake gets a sequel is they tease Leviathan at the end of the remake, which is the big diamond thing in 2.
That's cool.
And I think that's a cool idea. It's just held back by budget.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is that feels like something? Is that from the first book? Something that just
not as far as I know
carried to it. Okay, I don't know.
Because as far as I know, he writes the story for 2, but it always felt like if he did another book, that would have been what that was. Because the first movie is just the book, but he perfects certain ideas and things.
And then the actual book sequel, I've heard, is insane and not great.
It is 30 years later, Clive Barker, who has come to hate this franchise. And I've read it once because that was a big deal. It was the big crossover between his paranormal detective character and Pinhead, or the Hell Priest, as he calls him, which I think is a cooler name. But
we call him Pinhead.
It wasn't a great book. But it also continues that thing of his Pinhead, or his Hell Priest, sorry, is too human. Like he wants power, and is willing to do shady stuff to get it. That's not what's interesting about that character in that first movie. He doesn't really want anything. He just has a job and does it.
It's just vibing.
Yeah.
He's literally just vibing.
He's like a force of nature. Like, you opened the box, we came. You have to come with us.
Well, and like I said, there are ideas and things that happen in 2 that I'm fine with, but like I will also say aren't all executed great. Like there is some sloppy execution in that movie.
Well, and
Um,
I don't know if it's just me. I in that second movie, I don't care about that new girl. Not Patricia Arquette from Nightmare 3.
yeah, they definitely could have did a better job setting up like that relationship, but at least she's more of a sidekick to Kirsty. So
It does have one of my favorite
I could roll with it.
reveals of all time, where you think Julia's won and then she just takes off her skin and it's Kirsty.
I love it.
Jareth, Rosemary's Baby is the same author of Exorcist. Oh.
William Peter Blatty?
Are you sure? I know the movie
I
is
don't think so.
I know the movie is that one guy.
Polanski. Yeah. I still need to see it.
Same.
He has like 2 movies
Rose?
I need to watch, and then I don't care about the rest of his filmography. Because fuck that guy.
Rosemary's Baby is a
in Chinatown.
1960s. Rosemary's Baby is a 1967 horror novel by American writer Ira Levin.
Yeah, that's not who that is.
The only thing I know about that is he published a sequel like 30 years later. Apparently the first one was
weird.
like a dream.
Oh.
Oh.
One of those. Yeah, it's not really meant to be sequelized, but
yeah,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Also, especially like 30 years later, you're a different person.
Well, and one thing I wanted to talk about earlier, where you have like Hellraiser and Exorcist and Silence of the Lambs, you know, like based on literature, Candyman all have kind of a similar vibe that I really like. You should also throw Stephen King in the mix, but I don't know. At least the way we adapt his work, it's typically more commercial horror. I mean, there's all kinds of different Stephen King adaptations.
Tyler wants to know how
that's
the
kind of
cat's
its own
enjoying
thing.
the film, Noah.
Sorry, what?
Tyler wants to know how is the cat enjoying the film.
Oh, she's not watching. She's
the
too
closest
sleepy.
the closest King adaptations that I would put up there, even though I don't think because it's a good movie, but it's a bad adaptation, and there is a difference, is like The Shining. I'd put Doctor Sleep up there.
Mm-hmm. And even The Shining, though, is more about the atmosphere. You know, it's not as wordy as some of these other movies we're talking about are. I guess.
My God.
I guess from this era, I'd say Misery has a similar vibe. That's just not as graphic, you know.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention because I do find this amusing. So this is 1992. This movie is as old as I am. That's the year I was born.
Happy birthday.
Jared said, "Oops, my bad. Sorry."
Oh, it's all good.
No,
I mean, I didn't know. I had to Google it.
Right.
This is gonna get me canceled. I don't love the movie. I think it's fine.
I need to see it.
No, I still need to see it too.
That prequel they made a couple years ago made me appreciate the original a hell of a lot more. I'll tell you that.
One thing we should also mention from Hellraiser 2 that I like about it, it's what I call the first film in the duology of sequels to movies where the title of the original movie is the subtitle of the second one. You got Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, and then The Lost World Jurassic Park.
Isn't there another?
I don't know. There's probably another one.
I feel like there's one or two more. Oh well.
What does that mean? I don't. John, why is it the Lost World Jurassic Park? Why is it Hellbound Hellraiser 2?
I mean,
Somebody tell
Rambo.
me.
The Lost World, I
Yeah,
feel like, is
Rambo.
trying to just capture, that original Lost World novel.
Mhm.
I don't know why
And it,
Hellraiser 2 is Hellbound.
well, I mean the book's the Hellbound heart, but
Right, but I don't know
they
why
could
it's
have just
Hellbound Hellraiser 2 and not
right,
just
yeah.
Hellraiser 2 Hellbound. Like, this is Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth, which is a great
Mhm.
subtitle.
It is a great subtitle. Oh my
These get
god,
real
Wow, it's
generic
reverse
later
photography.
on, but yeah, see, already we're at Pinhead.
Remember Pinhead?
here he is.
So Robert, do you know like any of the titles for some of those direct to DVD movies?
Oh god, it's always like in one year out the other. That's just all the generic. I don't know
So
which one's
for
which.
the last one that goes to theaters is Bloodline. They also and it also doesn't help. They drop the numbers after this. So, you
Mhm.
have Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and then in order, Hellraiser Bloodline, Hellraiser Inferno, Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, Hellraiser Hellworld, Hellraiser Revelations, Hellraiser Judgment.
To be fair, I think 4 does have the number, at least on the poster, but in the actual movie, maybe. I don't know. It's weird.
Yes, the
I think
original
that movie
poster
is.
does have the number. I don't know why it doesn't on Wikipedia, but
I don't know. Like
oh my
Halloween
god.
6. Like Halloween 6 was originally going to be Halloween 666, The Curse of Michael Myers. And then they were just, fuck it, it's just Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. It's like,
So I've never
keep
really
the
looked at
6.
this. I've never really looked at this poster before. Why does he have red eyes?
Because scary.
Wookie.
That's also not the poster I think of when I think of Hellraiser 4. I mostly remember. I guess maybe it's the DVD cover. And I have a funny story about this. Because so Hellraiser 4 is the first one I see a snippet of when I go to see. My grandma took me to see The Lion King, and I was a kid and ran ahead to go to the theater, but I went to the wrong theater and went to Hellraiser 4. That was a nightmare.
Uh-oh.
But that's the poster I think of. And for some reason, as a kid, in my head, and I think it's because it's like the colored face on the background, I got that mixed
Oh,
up with
okay.
the Mission Impossible 1 poster.
They are very similar.
I can see that.
Bum, 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 bum.
When are we going to get
They
that
should cross over.
crossover?
Good morning, Pinhead. Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Dude, I would watch the fuck out of that.
Pin-
Jareth says he watched the one that was originally a Flatliners sequel and he liked it. Do you know
That
which one that is?
maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe also
I,
7. I don't know. One of those 3.
I the one I always think of, like, of the direct-to-video era, I think Judgment, because that's the last one. I just remember when that came out, and I don't know if you guys had this. That DVD was like everywhere for years. Like if you went out shopping and looked in the movie section, a copy of Hellraiser Judgment was probably there. So I've seen
So,
that cover a
funnily
lot.
enough, that is the only one I haven't seen because Revelations was so bad that I am not watching any more of these. You know how we always make fun of them pitching found footage Friday the 13th? Well, found footage Hellraiser exists, and I have sat through it.
Yeah. I have seen
I've seen the
Hellraiser
face
found
of terror.
footage.
So
I don't even
I
know.
like the final girl being a journalist and like having to kind of investigate
Mhm.
these bizarre exploding people. Tyler, what is your most memorable theater experience?
Well, for John,
Uh
it's probably not a good one.
I mean most memorable in the fact that I'll never forget it is accidentally sneaking into Hellraiser 4 because I was terrified because I was already scared of Pinhead. Most memorable is in my favorite is I got to see Dragon Ball Super Broly in theaters, and that was amazing.
When I was in high school, me and my friends snuck into 21 Jump Street, so that's a memorable one.
I've never seen
Uh,
that.
that's pretty good.
Oh, really?
It's good when we used to make comedies.
Yeah.
And I remember
Those
when it
have
came out, I refused
disappeared.
to see it for the dumbest reason. I was that like stubborn teenager. It was like, that has nothing to do with the original show that I had never seen, by the way. I'm not watching it.
A lot of people have that. Yeah.
Such a loyalist to the original Johnny Depp show.
That I had never seen.
Um,
So is this what you think of when you think of Hellraiser? A club with this douchebag guy.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
He's J.P. Monroe.
whoever that is.
But in terms of good theatrical experiences for me, Mission Impossible Fallout and Top Gun Maverick are a couple I think of that I'd put pretty high.
I had a great theater experience with Dead Reckoning when I saw that. I really wish I got to catch Fallout in theaters. I skipped that when it came out for some fucking reason. I
So
think it's because I
basically,
thought 5 was so mid when I saw it.
and I still can't believe you're that wrong.
I
But
do like that movie though.
Robert, so basically what's happening is the only thing that's really happened plot wise is those two women are like trying to figure out what caused that guy's death. And
Mhm.
this guy bought that weird statue thing. And now this sex scene.
For
Cool.
now, sex.
There are, if you're interested, there are Hellraiser comics that I highly recommend. That is a
Oh,
much
cool.
better. We got Clive Barker to come back and work on a Hellraiser book for Boom. Kirsty becomes the new Pinhead.
Oh
So
my
this
god,
is
split diopter shot.
so this is the scene that climaxes with Pinhead getting up
Ayo.
I mean,
because he has a sex sensor.
this is kind of what awakens him.
Yeah, but if
That how that
only
works?
if it was as explicit as the Jason X version.
Hey, it's Kirsty.
Oh my god, they have a production still from the last movie.
But no, like I like this movie. I can't even jokingly say it's peak. It's like I enjoy watching it. But this franchise is the poster child for stop, please, for the love of God.
By the way, Robert, what is your timestamp? Because I think I might be slightly behind.
I'm currently at 27:28.
That's where the
Let's
stream
see.
is, yeah.
20. All right, I think I should be good now.
You gotta watch, Robert. You gotta watch 6 though. They got Kirsty back.
Yay.
I got her
Yeah.
back. Does she have anything good to do?
No,
Oh,
she's in like 5 minutes.
That's an actress who deserves better because she's so good in those first two movies. She deserves a bigger career than she got.
Trying to think, has she been in anything else? Oh my God. So on Wikipedia, there's concept art for one of the failed reboots. This is atrocious.
Oh no.
this guy always has a lit cigarette in his mouth.
Yes.
Sorry.
Like, what?
Oh wow.
What the fuck?
Cool.
What even is that?
Okay, so this guy, he bought the box
So he
thing,
bought
right?
he bought the statue.
The statue thing, yeah.
Because that was the big selling point of this movie, is because Pinhead was never put back in the box. Now he doesn't have any rules. So we could just make a slasher movie. But he bought the statue, and he gives roses to women to bring them up to his apartment, where he has sex with them and then kicks them out. because he's a douchebag.
As you do. As
Yeah,
JP Monroe
as
does.
JP Monroe does. And now
He's
she's
going
arguing
for it.
with him while awkwardly trying to position herself. And he's
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You shouldn't have stood right there. Oh,
Don't do that.
don't you know? Oh my god, the chain coming out of his mouth.
Is that a Wix?
it is now.
Yep.
Well, and 2 had a lot of, like, by the climax, definitely give me, like, Dream Warriors vibes, or, like, the later Nightmare movies going more
Oh,
fantasy.
he is
Assuming they...
full. He is full on Freddy Krueger in this movie. Jesus Christ, not quite.
That is kind of a funny line.
Yeah.
I will admit.
Well, what really sells this movie and sold most of these direct-to-DVD videos is even if it's bad, they get Doug Bradley back. He shows up. He steals the scene.
I'm sure it hits a point where it's like just watch the scenes with him on you. There's probably like a 30-minute YouTube compilation of like every Doug Bradley scene from most of these sequels you could watch. That's all you need.
I mean, you hit
Yeah,
that
maybe
immediately
so.
at 5 because he's not in it until the last 5 minutes of 5. And that becomes the formula.
I don't think that's gonna do anything, dude.
Exposition, backstory. This movie has it all.
Just when you thought you knew everything about JP Monroe.
Tyler said that he and his girlfriend did watch the Friday the 13th movie remake, and that his girlfriend said the movie was stupendous.
It is
She has good
stupendous.
taste. Funny joke.
Funny joke.
Everybody laugh. Oh my God, JP Monroe this actor has a Wikipedia page.
So the more I look at this makeup, the funnier it gets, because that's just Doug Bradley just sticking his head through a thing like at a carnival.
Oh yeah.
They just paint it around.
We
Is
just
this
painted
the
his
second
face.
best? At this point, it's the third best one because the remake is better. The remake is the best Hellraiser sequel / remake, but that's not difficult. It's competent.
It's a low bar.
And one day we will do a double feature commentary on the original and the reboot
I'm excited.
if the wheel ever lands on it.
God damn it. I think
John's
the
been
wheel's
waiting
just taunting me
for
now.
months.
It'll happen. Watch, that'll be the next one.
How did you hear
Down,
them
down,
over the
down.
music?
This movie doesn't make any
I mean, I get that
sense.
guns
No,
are
because
supposed to be loud, but
do you guys ever have
some
like a
loud.
franchise that you've seen like all of, even though you're kind of ashamed that you've seen all of them?
Halloween.
Halloween.
I yeah.
Oh
Every
wait, I
time I
haven't
tell
seen every
people,
Halloween though, so I can't say that.
yeah, I've seen 9. I've seen 10 out of 11 Hellraiser movies. I'm just like, oh God, I've seen 10 Hellraiser movies.
Um, I guess Nightmare, but those they're I don't know.
I don't know. Even the
That
worst
was an okay
Nightmare movie
track
is
record.
better than some of the other. Like, it's better than the bad Texas Chainsaw movies.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellraiser probably wins the medal for like worst amounts of terrible movies. Probably can't top that. I mean, I guess like fuck. If I saw all the Puppet Master movies, I'd probably
Oh
be pretty
god.
ashamed. There's like 20 of those.
Yeah, hot take. I don't even like that first one. I thought it was really boring.
I haven't seen it. I don't know. I have the franchises that I love and care about. Evil Dead, Friday the 13th, I've seen all of those. For franchises like this, I'm a bit more selective. Like I can tap out. It's not my goal to see every Hellraiser movie.
It is now. You're on the channel. I'm gonna make sure. No,
If it's in a blind watch capacity, that's probably fine. What was that, Kirsty, or was that a different
That was
character?
Kirsty. It was
That was
supposed to be
Kirsty.
like
Is
an
that her
interview at the
cameo?
hospital yeah, that's her cameo.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there she is.
Oh, that's something.
Um,
Well, and Kirsty got a
I've
happy ending at the end of 2, so I don't need her back. But
yeah,
getting cameos is nice.
I've definitely gotten that way nowadays. I'm in my 30s. I don't have time to sit through Hellraiser 7000 if it doesn't look good.
Or
When I was younger, I had, I think, a higher tolerance for those direct to DVD,
mhm. Yeah, like Tremors. I want to see more of the
Never seen
sequels,
past
but
the
I'm
first
not gonna
one.
watch all of them.
Yeah.
I've heard you could stop at 4.
A potential answer to that question I could give is Leprechaun, but then at the same time, no, I'm not embarrassed that I've seen all the
I'm
Leprechaun
proud
movies.
that I've seen all the Leprechaun movies.
Have you seen
Well,
the
okay.
reboot ones, Noah?
Okay, all of the original run.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I can one up Noah there. I have seen all of them except the 2018 reboot. I sat through the shitty Leprechaun WWE reboot.
There's 2 without Warwick Davis, right?
There is the
Yeah.
WWE reboot that I mentioned, which is let's take Leprechaun and turn it into a serious horror movie, and then the 2018-esque reboot with
Gotcha.
the lead is Jennifer Aniston's daughter from the first movie. Jarrett says his would be Wrong Turn. See, I think some of the sequels that I saw weren't bad. Jarrett
I need to
says,
watch
"Oh,
those.
Children of the Corn sequels have a really bad
Ooh,
reputation."
yeah.
And I was gonna bring that up when you mentioned whatever movie was gonna be like 666, because Children of the Corn did that.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah.
No, okay. Children of the Corn might be the one that Hellraiser in terms of quality, because that's a lot of direct-to-video movies that I've heard.
I've seen a good chunk of those on the Sci-Fi Channel back in the day.
God, I've never even seen the first one start to finish. I've seen part. I know
It's
what the movie is.
okay.
I've seen the remake from a couple years ago, which was horrible.
I saw the first half.
God. Give it to Flanagan. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Give it to Flanagan.
Oh, she's got the box. That's one of the things that I think pisses me off too, is the box is one of the coolest like horror movie MacGuffins.
Props.
And none of these sequels do anything interesting with it.
I think 2 does. 2 gets a lot of play with the box, though. There's also maybe multiple boxes. That's kind of confusing.
And then
I assume the
we'll
sequels
get to it. No, I don't know if you remember this. The remakes box is the most convoluted fucking.
I remember that they add a lot of rules to it.
They add a lot of rules, a lot of different shapes that it could take.
Open it. Yeah, I remember that.
The puzzle box of the first one, though, it's like apparently the easiest to solve puzzle box that's ever been made. You just need to fidget with it for 2 seconds, and the fucking Cenobites will show up.
Because it wants you to solve it. It's temptation.
It's easier than a Rubik's Cube.
I want to see the Rubik's Cube remake of that movie where the characters can't solve it, and the Cenobites are like, "Fuck,
You
you
know,
idiot."
I've never been able to. I've never managed to actually solve a Rubik's cube. I wonder if Cenobites do
Same.
come out when you solve it.
Probably.
Tyler
I have
says
a cousin who
Amityville would
can.
be up there. I have a hard time counting that
Yeah.
because that's not really a consistent
Yeah.
franchise. That's just slapping the name on movies. Hellraiser and
Yeah.
like Texas Chainsaw and Children of the Corn all have a consistent through line. But no, that's part of what's cool about the box is like it's this mysterious thing. You're tempted by it, but it's like with anything with temptation, the minute you give in, it's too late.
Oh God, there were 2 remakes of Children of the Corn. Jesus Christ.
We keep trying.
Not quite.
I think there are 11 movies total. God.
When are we gonna get to those?
Oh.
Never, I hope.
The coolest thing about the first one is just the novelty of seeing Linda Hamilton in a non-Terminator role.
Yeah.
That movie's also not very good, but
Okay, so with Amityville, in terms of like the official original movies, there's 8 total. I'm sure most of them are
Jesus
garbage.
Christ.
There's 8, and then the remake, and then there are the countless like to be just
Yeah.
public. Which those don't count.
No.
Those don't
But
count.
yeah, but God,
I didn't even know there were 8 official
So
Amityville movies.
what I will give this credit for is this whole thing with him having to like kill people for the statue. At least that is reminiscent of the first one.
Mhm.
It's
It's at least,
Julia
yeah.
killing people to free Frank.
Okay, I may have. So on Wikipedia, I found a list of works inspired by the Amityville haunting. When you get to like the to be original, public domain, unrelated movies, I may have miscounted, but I think there's 55.
Jesus Christ.
Amityville Vampire, Amityville Scarecrow, just anything you can think.
Those shouldn't be
They,
even count as being inspired by that. It has nothing to do with
it
anything.
has nothing to do with it. It's just a word.
Do you like these random war flashbacks in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't even
That
remember the
remember
significance of these.
remember the Great Oregon War or wherever the fuck we're shooting this.
The great some
Which is
field
funny
in the
because
middle of nowhere.
okay, they're gonna. I don't remember in 2. Does it reveal what war Elliot's human pinhead fought
Doug
in?
Bradley.
Yeah.
No. I mean, there might have been a date.
Because whatever war
somewhere,
that's
but-
supposed to be is what this is supposed to be.
Okay.
Don't you know it's World War?
It looks like World War II.
But based on his outfits, like in the second movie, I was getting more of like a 1910s, 1920s vibe of like the era he's supposed to be from.
Maybe.
So I am.
That's at least what I got.
I'm not a history buff at all, but just looking at some of their uniforms, I think it might be World War One. But I don't
You
know.
might be right. I legitimately don't know. Tyler, surprise Robert's pick for He Made Me Watch is all 11 Children of the Corn films. That's payback
Oh,
for
God.
6 hours of The Stand.
And I am stepping down from the channel as of today.
I am also stepping down from the channel.
From your own channel.
You pull a stepfather, you just pack it up. Move on.
Start over later.
Start a new channel. You shave your beard. Start a new channel.
Wait, who am I
Horror
now?
Haven.
This guy is a great actor.
Yeah, he's trying. I don't know why. I just really want this guy to be Bruce Campbell. Then I think we'd have something.
Yeah.
I'd at least care about him more.
Oh, he said the thing. We've talked about this before, Robert, but that's why I don't get upset about modern movie callbacks as much, depending on the movie. This goes all the way back. Like,
yeah. Oh my god.
In a
We're
bad
we're
movie.
we're we're talking about sexual harassment here, and we don't have to take it.
I'll have to take it.
Yeah, I don't love the idea of doing this with Pinhead. Him being the antagonist we have to feed victims to. It's a formula. We've settled into the formula, and
no, but what I do
Yeah,
like
but
is
just
it
Pinhead was
does
never
kind of
that
subvert
character.
the trope.
Mhm.
'Cause she's not the one that's going to become the victim.
Mhm.
But that's why I said earlier is I like this movie, but with the caveat of I can separate this from what I like about the first one
Mhm.
and just enjoy it as a dumb movie. If I enjoy this as a Hellraiser sequel, it's like, oh god, what are we doing?
Mhm.
Are you bummed though? Because I know you're not crazy about two. Do you think we missed out on like? Do you think there could have been like a great Hellraiser sequel
Yeah,
that we just didn't? Because I enjoyed two a lot. There's not much I'd change about it, but it's definitely got problems.
yeah, because like Doug Bradley as Pinhead, I think is one of my favorite horror performances. Um, he's so menacing and like mysterious. Um, and we just immediately ruin it. And there are things I legitimately like about this. You know, he is still the tempter, the smooth talker that, you know.
So far, like from what I remember, he's still consistently characterized. He's just slightly more like Freddy Kruegerish,
Yeah, that's the
and
big thing is they give him a lot more punny dialogue.
yeah, and like more obviously the bad guy this time around. Which I mean, he is an entertaining bad guy in this. It's just I can't reconcile it as a sequel to Hellraiser.
Mhm.
I like the idea
So
of this is what he's really like when not bound by the laws of the box.
Oh fuck! Holy shit!
who are you calling Pinhead?
But yeah,
Oh no! Like, oh, what's his
Oh my
face?
god.
it's ambitious. You got to give it that.
Heyo.
There he
They're
is.
they're back.
Yeah, and
He's back.
everyone else who was stuck in the thing is just dead. I don't know.
Yeah, because he's got to make all new
I don't know.
Cenobites. Do you know the backstory of any of those Cenobites? like the original ones.
Not really. I just know
The
the idea. Like they're
Chatterer
all
was
just
like a
guys.
12-year-old boy that opened the box.
Okay,
No,
yeah, they did cast him really young. I thought that was a
some of
weird
those
choice.
backstories are fucked. Like the lady Cenobite was a nun.
I mean, the chatter, the guy, he's great.
I love that guy.
No, he's my second favorite. And then you got Butterball or whatever.
Butterball. That's the he gets so worked up. Clive Barker, or whatever. It's like, oh, I don't like the Pinhead name. That was stupid. It's like you called one of them Butterball. Pinhead's not that stupid in comparison.
And sorry, but just lead Cenobite is lame.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't need him to be called Pinhead in the movie, but like I'm fine with it as a nickname. It's just
Yeah.
he's Pinhead.
Yeah.
That's what we call him.
He's
I don't
Pinhead.
I don't even mind his canon name being the Hell Priest. I think that's a cool name.
Yeah.
But fuck you, if you name him the lead Cenobite, fans are gonna come up with something different. Tyler, bit of an off-topic question, but who do you think gives the best performance in 2025 so far? Of
Oh
what
God.
I've seen, Michael B. Jordan in Sinners, man.
Basically everybody in Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, just across the board.
I gave special shout out to him because he's playing two very different characters.
Yeah.
For something I've seen recently, I'll shout out Sally Hawkins in Bring Her Back. She's
I
really
haven't
good.
seen
In
Oh,
that
that
cool.
yet.
movie.
I didn't know she was in that.
The two that I'm like holding on. The reason I was holding off on that is the two big ones that I want to see is Tom Hiddleston in Life of Chuck and
Yeah.
whatever her name is in Bring Her Back?
Bring Her Back. Yeah.
Mhm.
But man, I was just like, I've always known Michael B. Jordan was a good actor. I was blown away by just how good he is in that movie.
He's really good. Oh my God. And this is journalist lady,
Yes.
right?
She's our final girl. Which, I mean, she's not bad. Jareth, I'm making a watch list of 1995 movies for my birthday. Any suggestions? Oh God.
95. Well, now I'm blanking. What came out that
I
year?
always think Scream was 95, but that's 96, right?
Think so? I didn't even know what the hell came out in 1990.
I thought the Evil
Jareth,
Dead
are
mirror
you
scene was about to happen.
Oh, well, I mean, for that Batman Forever, it's like first thing I think of is a 95
Jareth, are
movie.
you in our Discord?
Oh,
I don't even know if you're on Discord.
I think Heat was 95 as well. I love Heat.
He's good.
Showgirls was 95.
That's a good birthday movie.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah. You know what's
This is gonna
crazy about
sound
that?
like a joke, but I'm unironically suggesting this. Jumanji. I love Jumanji.
Yeah, Toy Story is 95.
Toy
Classic.
Story.
GoldenEye is 95.
Oh, okay. So
The
funny
big one.
story, because my friend Jake, who has been in the live chat before, has only seen Casino Royale and Skyfall. So I showed him the trailers for GoldenEye and The World Is Not Enough, and he's like, "These are the exact same movie," and I thought that was really funny.
Well,
The first Mortal
strap
Kombat
in
movie
for
is
more bonding.
95.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to show
Oh,
him some
Seven's
Bond.
95.
Seven's 95. Judge Dredd.
Ooh. Apollo 13. Apollo 13 is good.
The Indian in the cupboard.
I liked it when I was a kid.
I don't know if it holds up.
You know what's wild about Die Hard with a Vengeance? That is the highest grossing film of 1995.
That's crazy.
Oh wow.
That feels so strange with
Jareth,
the state of that franchise.
I don't know what that is. Don't know what is. You know what's crazier about Die Hard with a Vengeance? That's originally a Lethal Weapon script.
Oh yeah. Well, that becomes the Die Hard formula for a while. It's like another script or story we just adapt with John McClane and just make it a Die
Well, I
Hard
mean, if
movie.
you're Noah, Die Hard 2 is the best in the franchise. So
Oh,
This is something I totally said before, and I mean it.
oh wait, do you not know what Discord is? Is that what you're saying?
Discord's just how we hang out.
Yeah,
It's
it's.
free. You can just make an
I
account.
don't know how well it holds up. I liked it as a kid. Tom and Huck came out that year.
John, do you want to post the Discord link in the live chat? Can you do that
Yeah, I can
to
do that.
Haven of Horror?
I think you should be able to do that.
Because
Yeah,
you
I
do
can do
need
that.
a invite link. Like it's not easy to
Right.
find
Yeah.
specific servers on there.
So we're getting more backstory for Pinhead.
For Doug Bradley.
Tyler,
And
nobody should recommend Halloween 6.
oh,
Oh
uh,
no.
so John, you've seen most of these movies. Do we do more Pinhead flashback stuff in later sequels?
No, so there is a formula.
I guess that's
There is a
fine.
very specific formula. No. So the formula for the direct to DVD movies is a character goes through a lot of weird shit. You don't know what's happening, and then Pinhead shows up at the end and reveals that he was behind everything. That is the formula.
I kind of wish though these went the Saw route where like Doug Bradley keeps getting older, but we keep doing flashback movies.
No, I think
Oh,
this is the
Oh,
last movie we even mention Elliot Spencer.
gotcha.
the other thing, I don't remember how much of this is into, but I find it also is really weird and overcomplicates things, that the original guy is like a separate personality from Pinhead.
That
Like,
that that starts in 2.
It
I don't
does.
really
Yeah.
like that.
Well, that's why I'm of two minds about it because I like the idea that the Cenobites used to be just people, but I think it's executed kind of clumsy, and we don't have a lot of time to
I just
explain
had
stuff.
this
There's some
thought.
awkward execution.
Does does Doug Bradley not kind of look like Sam Neill in certain shots? Because Noah, the idea is supposed to be in 2 he regained his humanity and then died, but the human part is what died. So now all that's left is Pinhead, and that's why he's slasher man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the way I read it in 2 was just he's been a Cenobite for so long, he's just forgotten what his human Earth
I
life
think
was.
that's what it
That's what I
is.
thought the
But then
idea
we had to
was.
make a third one, so now it's the human part
Right.
died.
Yeah. But
Okay.
but this is the human part personified. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Oh my god, Jareth likes Halloween 6. Coming in with the hot
I'm
takes.
I'm sorry.
That's a hot
Which kind
lava
do you
take.
prefer?
Yeah.
That's a spicy take. I haven't seen either
But
cut
no,
though, so I can't say
that is one
anything.
thing I like, and that's another thing we don't really bring back in any of the sequels. Is in this one he can still be very persuasive. He's temptation. Um, the song is very Hellraiser.
Remember we were talking about how the first one like was very serious, like it's adult literature
Yeah,
brought to the big screen. It's very
that's
artistically
very
done.
important to remember during this movie.
Oh yeah, keep that in mind in a little bit.
And about and
I like the baby.
I don't know why they're not playing Motorhead's Hellraiser here.
Oh my god.
Like I don't buy that there's people just sitting down to dinner at this club. But yeah, here we go. Are you ready for
Uh-oh.
Freddy Pinhead?
Are y'all
Oh
ready for
no.
this?
We'll tear your souls apart. Hey, it's up. I need somebody to play The Party Doesn't Stop Till I Walk In over that entrance.
Yes.
Perfect.
Shall we begin?
You didn't invite me,
Oh
so
god,
I
wait, why? Why
crashed.
is he going after these people?
Because he needs souls.
Well, okay, I guess the idea though is that these are debaucherous people.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of works. What?
I mean, they're sitting
Well,
What?
down for dinner at a nightclub.
well, but remember as well, the idea is he no longer is bound by the box, and
Yeah.
he doesn't have Elliot Spencer. So this is just the evil personified.
But why did he turn into Ice-T from Rick and Morty and kill that woman?
Water tea.
I
Yeah,
have
so
questions.
we've gone full like mayhem and carnage in this scene.
Well, like I said, if we're consistent though with like he's still attracted to like again debaucherous people who like sin and lust and
Yeah.
stuff like that works as a theme, I guess. But oh boy,
Oh boy.
I have bad news, Robert. We're not going to be consistent with that. And also the chains, which were in the first movie just chains, are now slasher weapons.
It's his weapon. It's a logical progression.
I don't mind the idea of like, we've unleashed this thing that is pure evil. But then if he's going to be pure evil, I don't know that he should be cracking jokes at the same time.
he's just having a good time.
No, I mean that is why I enjoy this movie, because he is just having a good time, and I think Doug Bradley is having a good time making it.
Well, and how you feel about this franchise, or at least the previous state of this franchise, is how Noah and I feel about Halloween. It's like just stop. You don't need more.
Well,
Yep.
Got enough.
yeah,
At
and I
least
mean that's
Hellraiser is a reboot you
fair.
like though.
Yeah, with Hellraiser, it's like it was the post for just stop, but then I want a sequel to the reboot, so you know.
I wonder if that reboot though is gonna go the way of Friday the 13th or My Bloody Valentine, where it just never gets another one.
Yeah, because I think it's just now getting a 4K,
Mhm.
and they keep threatening us with that show with David Gordon Green attached.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Why did we just give him the entire horror genre after one movie?
because that's the horror way. Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects was a smash hit, so here's Halloween.
Yeah, but he just got Halloween. David Gordon Green did Halloween 2018, and then he got the rest of that trilogy, The Exorcist, potentially a Hellraiser thing.
Hey man, if you got a hit in Hollywood, you can ride that wave for a long time.
Yeah, but then the rest of his Halloween trilogy came out, and
And
they were
to
like,
be
"Whoa, whoa,
fair,
pump the brakes."
as bad as kills and ends are, they're still better than what this franchise became.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I believe you there.
But I am in agreement with Halloween. At least take a break, like give it some breathing space.
Yeah.
Or just stop.
But like don't make a fucking TV show.
Don't like a Michael TV show.
Make the Loomis TV show. Just go full
Only if he's
stupid.
going after other people.
It can be called Six Times
Just
the
like
Loomis story.
yeah, just like every season he has a new patient that's escaped that he has to start and stop.
Exactly, yeah.
I still just love we live in the timeline where A24 got Friday and Blumhouse got Halloween.
Yeah. Dark times.
Although I don't want to be the gloom and doom guy. I think A24's output this year and last year has not been as good as some of their previous years. From
That's
what
true.
I've seen, their movies have not been great.
Bring her back.
Also, we're in the timeline where now James Wan and Blumhouse have Saw, so see how that goes.
Can't wait for the Saw movie about trauma. Halloween
Trauma.
doesn't work without Loomis. I don't agree with that because 2018 is great.
Yeah,
So
I
Halloween 3 too.
I agree that Loomis is the best part of this shitty Halloween sequel. I'll say that.
I do like
He's
the
always fun to watch.
creativity with some of the kills in this though. Like, you see that guy with like the pool ball
Yeah.
stuck in his mouth? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh
I
god,
appreciate that.
it's just an orgy of death.
I'm liking this movie more than I remember.
No, like, it's just a dumb slasher movie. I can enjoy it on that level.
Yeah. That's fine on that level. I would
Wait
just
till I
much
make you
rather
watch
watch the
Hellraiser
first one.
5.
Oh
Which,
god.
Robert, I don't know if you know that, but that is Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, that might be his first movie. Yeah, I knew
And
he
he had
did
a
more than
terrible
one.
experience from what I've heard. I don't love Derrickson, but he's decent.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I don't blame him for how that turned out. He probably did the
Yeah.
best he could.
No, I don't hold him or any of those directors accountable for any of those direct-to-DVD
It's usually not their
schlock.
scripts,
Yeah.
it's just work for hire jobs with no money
But
and an
even like
overbearing.
his great movies, like we reviewed Sinister a couple years ago. That is a movie that lives and dies sorely on the gimmick.
I do like the Black Phone a lot.
Black Phone, I think, is his best movie
Yeah, I agree with that.
that I've
Oh,
seen.
why is his head upside down?
Okay, now are you ready for the world's longest chase sequence?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say monologue, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, we
No,
got a
he
30-minute
does get a
monologue
really
coming up.
long monologue later, but
It is nice to see. Do you think this is the one where he gets the most screen time?
yes, it's this or four. This or four.
Well, that's something because he's great.
Yeah, because like that's the thing is this is dumb dialogue, but it's dumb dialogue delivered really well. They've even I don't know if you've noticed this, but they've taken away the modulation on his voice.
Mhm. You know, I can't even say if the dialogue's good or not because he's delivering it like it's goddamn Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Don't debate with me, girl. No, it's not. It's not that it's bad. It's edgy dialogue.
It's weird. As graphic as this movie is, it also feels weirdly more like juvenile than the first one was.
No, it is
Uh,
because it is.
Because it's a slasher movie.
Yeah. So you know
well,
how most slasher movies, the chase sequence starts in the last maybe 10 minutes? We've got
mhm.
maybe 30 minutes of movie left, and the rest of it is going to be him chasing her through the goddamn city.
Yay! Oh my god, she ran into a Universal stunt show.
Oh no.
Oh
It's
jeez.
also it's more graphic or as graphic as that first movie, but but the graphic stuff comes from shit like that.
Well, even like
It's
the
the living
way,
water from Final Destination.
Oh no.
but like the way sex scenes are directed in the first one, like they're graphic, like they're very
That
explicit, but
that sex
not
scene
in
with that
like
one
that.
guy was really weird. It's like what?
Yeah,
That
like
was explicit.
but
I
in
don't
this one,
know.
it's in
It
more of
felt
a
different.
gratuitous, yeah,
Yeah,
but more in like an edgy
Yeah.
way.
yeah.
The first one, there's like a bluntness to it
But I
that's
think
uncomfortable and
the first one has
real.
is like sex is one of the main themes, and so it's
Yeah.
got stuff to say about that. Whereas this is just like shocking scene. Also, this is amazing.
Yeah,
This is great.
I don't know if Austin hated this movie. It's so stupid.
Run
Okay,
faster, lady.
yeah, I changed my mind. This movie's good.
We haven't even gotten to my favorite scene yet.
This is another has to be a watch party movie for you
I
to
think
enjoy it.
I have a lot of those.
Which is funny
Mostly
because
movies
he's
that
only
John
seen this in
likes.
watch parties.
Oh my god, it's the Borg.
From what I remembered, I was like, "Oh yeah, that movie's dumb."
Yeah. You remember how the Cenobite designs were like really cool and creepy?
It's camera Cenobite.
Yeah. I
That is
mean,
my one complaint with this movie is that the side Cenobites suck.
well, the idea of Pinhead coming back and creating more Cenobites, I think, is a cooler concept than how it's being executed.
And
And
that's a
he just
problem for the rest of the movies.
And do I ever get to see guy again?
Uh,
that's what he's called now.
he's gonna-
Just like imagine that written out. Guy.
here's Cenobite number 2, CD Man.
I hope that's in the script.
I
I love
think he's
CD
in
guy.
4.
Oh yeah, I've heard of CD Man.
Yeah.
Shoot them discs.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. Noah's also come around on Predator 2, which is a better movie than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Oh god.
I
This
don't know.
guy.
Next time I watch Predator 2, if I watch it alone, I could hate it again.
John, can you make the short please? Yes. Like, what the hell's wrong with that guy?
Just clip out the context, just like every time Robert does that.
Yeah, so these are our new Cenobites.
Epic? Question mark?
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Friday movie you wanted. Slasher just going around the city.
This is probably I'm curious what city we shot in, because it's probably not New York.
It's like Toronto or something.
Isn't this just what
Freeze.
you always imagined from a Hellraiser sequel?
Oh. Oh no.
That is not even
That
the
didn't
same
even look
direction of
lethal.
this.
Also, why is Alfred Molina here?
Why are the Cenobite or
That cop looks a lot like
Cenobites? Why are the
Throw
Cenobites?
me the whip.
Yeah, what's
Why are they
happening?
bulletproof?
Gasoline.
They weren't in the last movie.
Oh fuck.
Oh god, I can't take him
Of,
seriously with that tube. Like he looks like the
of
Borg.
of the 3 of these, I think the cameraman is probably my favorite.
Eh.
He keeps making camera
Okay,
puns too.
now this is my favorite scene in the movie. My dad and I used to quote this all the time.
Dramatic music playing.
You remember how we said the dialogue was edgy? We're about to get full edgelord.
This old guy's walking real fast. He's trying.
He's trying. Are you
What are
making
you
fun of the
doing?
elderly?
Yes.
Robert hates the elderly, confirmed. The demons.
Heyo. Sup, bitches? Oh fuck.
Hell yeah. Then what the fuck is that?
That is a weird looking crucifix. My hand. You took away my hand.
My leg.
This will be worth it if this turns into the CGI fight at the end of Daredevil with Bullseye.
Oh yeah. Pinhead just starts throwing pieces of stained glass.
And they start fighting up the organ.
Hang on, we're about to
Or no, he starts
cutscene
throwing
be
his
full
pins.
edgelord.
Oh no.
I hope you're not easily offended.
Ow.
Just explode for no reason.
Tyler, we're about to have a longer compilation of Robert making sounds for these movies than Doug Bradley's screen time in the later movies.
Oh god.
Oh shit, though.
I mean, I knew Pinhead was a monster. I didn't know he was an asshole.
I know.
Why you gotta be a dick, man?
Now he thinks he's Jesus.
And I'm his friend Jesus.
Not quite.
Come on, get it. You want
Put
it.
them in the box.
That was a weird
Her
cut.
name's Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Joy. Have you ever seen Pinhead?
Run faster.
Do you like movies about pinheads?
Oh no. Oh no.
Jeez.
The look on his face right now is amazing.
You just look confused. What's so confusing, Robert?
What are we doing?
They're Cenobites.
Oh god.
That's the girl from earlier, remember?
They're Cenobites now.
Ow. Uh, we that scene's probably already happened, but Tyler's asking what's the iconic line you were talking about, John?
What do you mean? What?
Like your favorite line from this movie?
Oh,
That
where
was in the
he's
church
like,
scene,
The
right?
demons
the
one.
demons, the demons, they're coming, they're not real. Then what the fuck
The
is that?
fuck is that?
I don't know if it's iconic. It's just me and my dad quoted that scene to each other all the time.
It's iconic to John.
Yeah. To be fair, I said I love this scene. Me and my dad quoted it at each other all the time.
Uh-oh.
I think it's pretty iconic.
It is the best scene in the movie.
No.
No. No. They'll be back in space.
So, Robert, right now, are you
They'll be
more or
back.
less inclined to watch Hellraiser 4?
Yes. Like Frosty the Snowman, they'll be back someday.
I'll be back again in space.
Now I want to write that parody song.
The kids are like,
Hellraiser is
did
blasting off
Frosty just say
again.
in space?
Hey, you know what else went to
Oh
space and it was
god.
awesome? Power Rangers went to space.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
this is Hellraiser.
Why isn't there a Hellraiser Power Rangers crossover?
Don't know. Life hates me.
You
Oh,
know what you have to do now,
wild.
John? You have to make
So, the director of Hellraiser 4 that had his name taken off of it is married to Catherine Hicks, who is the mom in Child's Play. And he, like a lot of these movies, was an effects guy that worked on movies such as the Matrix sequels, Hulk, uh, Mission Impossible 2, Starship Troopers.
Oh, cool. Good for him. That's pretty common for these franchises with the sequels, where you'll get somebody who has like an effects background, what will get promoted and
Oh,
get the job
he
to
is the
try to direct.
designer and executor of the Chucky doll.
Wow, that's
Oh
awesome.
wow. So that's the common theme between these two movies too, is they were both directed by former effects guys.
No, not this one. He directed 4 and then had his name taken off of it.
No, I'm talking about this and Jason X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh,
What the
okay.
hell?
I think I see
What?
what you're saying.
How do you do that?
Robert,
Like,
it wasn't a full 90 minutes. We had to keep going.
well, I was expecting you to reveal, but I was expecting you to take his skin off, because that's what we did in the other two movies. No, he just spin it. Fuck you.
You can shapeshift.
Like, I could tell where that scene was going. Like, oh fuck, I made a horror take, but
I think
he's
this
just a
is a
shapeshifter now.
mistake. The makeup looks weird in the daylight like this.
Yeah, this is such a weird setting. What are we doing? This looks like a Lifetime movie. This is the weirdest romantic comedy I've ever seen.
I mean, when you think about it, the first Hellraiser is also just a romantic comedy.
That's true. He's falling apart and she's in love.
She
And
has to
she'll
put
help
them back
him.
together.
Oh God.
Oh. Oh my god, it's his other half. How the turntables.
Littles.
Yeah, this is where I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Ow.
But like what?
Ah, jeez.
So Robert, because we've been watching Saw lately, those like camera zooms, do they not look like the Saw
We're
editing?
also doing more like split diopter stuff. It's really weird.
I like this shot though.
Yeah, like it's not bad. It's just like, oh god, it just got so wacky. And yeah, Pinhead having like a dual personality, good side, bad side. I'm not digging that choice.
I don't like that choice. Yeah, for Pinhead. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, I have that problem going back to the second one.
Mhm. Well, like I said, in 2, I read it as, oh, he's just been a Cenobite for so long, he's just forgotten what his human life was. Oh god,
That's a cool little effect creature.
puppet.
'Cause that's the thing is why I want that reboot to take off. Is I think with some more planning, you could make a cool, 3 maybe trilogy of films.
Mhm.
But none of this was planned. It was just we need money.
hey, it's like Clark Kent versus Superman. The
Oh
third.
no,
Oh
not the
shit.
morphing effect. Oh god. Oh, it's gonna be one of those movies.
Oh, they're becoming one.
This is very like one of those later Nightmare sequels where how do we defeat Freddy? I don't know. Shit happens.
Some cool effects happen, and he's not really defeated.
He'll be back.
Which is funny because he's not really beaten in the first one. He's just sent back into the box. That's all you have to
Yeah.
do.
Oh god. Those
Yeah.
anamorph effects.
Pinhead, walk faster.
I can't. It's fucking
No,
dress I'm wearing.
John, he's a
Can't move my
slasher villain
legs.
now. He has to move slow.
Ow.
No.
Foiled again.
You want to reread that boom stuff and finish it.
Oh, jeez. Oh no. He got
Yeah.
combined.
He got
I hate when
lawnmowered,
this
man.
happens.
Well, that was fucked up.
Who's for Chinese?
Well, that just happened.
And that just happened.
Well, one thing I want to mention earlier, though, with that first Hellraiser movie, it's very gritty, it's very serious and kind of melodramatic, but it takes itself very seriously. I could also picture a version of that movie, like a Stuart Gordon, like the From Beyond Reanimator guy, where it's like full camp, and we're already kind of going to those wacky places.
Yep.
I call it the phasing out Clive Barker effect. Because I think, he let them use his name, Clive Barker Presents.
Mhm.
But I think this is the first one where he's just like an executive producer, and they slapped his name on the poster. Because then 4 is the one where he's like,
And then
yeah,
4, I
I wouldn't
think,
even
like,
wipe my
he's
ass with
initially.
this. He might have been initially involved. Yeah, it's the box is a building, Robert.
Oh my
Oh.
god. I should have seen that coming.
Should you
Okay, so I love this song.
Hellraiser.
This is Motor.
He's
This
a
is such a
man.
weird song. This is Motorhead's cover of Ozzy Osbourne's Hellraiser, which was originally written by the frontman of Motorhead.
Oh. So really it's like a reclaiming of the song.
Basically. And they did a music video for this song, which is awesome. It's Lemmy playing poker with Pinhead. No, I love this song.